Rise, FMers, rise. Welcome back to another video. And today, boys, we are going to be showcasing Mr. Teeny 23's Retro 17-18 Football Manager database. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all the best parts of this 2017-2018 database. I have also actually simulated to the current year, so in FM it's 2031, but that means 24-25 to see how football looks compared to real life. Perhaps City actually get charged for them 115 violations. But before we go any further, boys, let me just remind you what happened in this year in real life in the 2017-2018 football season. This was actually the year where Barcelona came back against PSG, where they lost 4-0 in that first leg in Paris and won 6-1 at the Nou Camp, one of the most famous games in football history. This was the season when Neymar also headed to PSG for a staggering 222 million euros. This literally made him the most expensive player of all time in 2017-18. And this was also the year that a certain young wonder kid, Kylian Mbappe, broke onto the scene at AS Monaco, playing in that team that defeated City in the Champions League with Falcao and all them lot. This year was an amazing year for football. I'm so buzzing to see what is in this database. Of course, boys, Mr. Teeny 23's Patreon is in the description, where you can purchase this retro database with the face packs, the skin packs, everything included. Shout out Mr. Teeny 23 for making these amazing mod packs. Without him, we wouldn't have a lot of new content to make, so shout him out every single time. Let's look at this 2017-18 database and look at the best parts of it all. Take me back! Right, boys, welcome to the 2017-2018 database. Now, of course, we are going to start in the Premier League. Something very interesting already to point out is if you look at the competition reputation, the Premier League's actually third in the list. Who would have thought the Premier League not being the biggest league in the world? But this is how it was back in the day. And if we just look at that Premier League there, you've got your Swanseas, your Stokes, West Brom, Watford. This is some nostalgia. And speaking of nostalgia, let me take to that season preview. Look at that best media dream 11. Heung-min Son, Alexis Sanchez, Aguero, De Bruyne, Azpilicueta, Toby Alderweireld. This database is going to be an all-timer. If we look at some of the best teams in the Premier League, boys, I've got it sorted by current ability and potential ability, so you can get an idea of what sort of players and what sort of abilities we're chatting about here. You've got City here with an average team. You've got the Man United boys. Lukaku, Pogba, Zlatan, David De Gea in his prime. You've got the Tottenham team that never won anything under Pochettino, and you just think this team had enough to do it. Lloris Kane, Heung-min Son, Dele Alli, a 21-year-old Dele Alli. I'm pretty sure this is the season when he won Young Player of the Year and scored that amazing volley against Crystal Palace, I think it was. Honestly, boys, this Premier League was just mental. The nostalgia I'm feeling already is unbelievable. What I'm going to do now, boys, is go into the shortlist, and I'm just going to show you the best players on the 17-18 database. Your Messi's at Barcelona, your Ronaldo's at Madrid. Let's go have a look. I mean, lads, when I sort by current ability to the best players in the world, just look at that list of players you can see there. It is just prime nostalgia. Ronaldo, Messi, and Neymar. Like mentioned in the intro, when Neymar moved to PSG for 222 million. Look at CR7 at 32 years old. 20 finishing, 20 long shots, 19 off the ball. You see, I wasn't playing Football Manager when Ronaldo was this good, so this is all new to me. Imagine him as advanced forward. You've got the greatest of all time, Lionel Messi at Barca. Finishing, passing, vision, decisions, everything. Unbelievable, 30 years old at Barcelona. Of course, boys, you've got Neymar Jr. at PSG. Look at that PSG kit and Neymar. The nostalgia I'm feeling. Bow-footed dribbler off the ball. Pace, agility, technique. I absolutely love Neymar. He's one of my favourite players of all time. 25-year-old Neymar in the peak of his powers. Luis Suarez at Barcelona, of course. MSN, one of the most famous front threes of all time. You're telling me we've got a streets won't forget Eden Hazard as well at Chelsea. Honestly, this is a nostalgia overload. Oh, my Lord. I'm not going to go through every single player, lads, but if we keep on scrolling down, De Bruyne, Aguero, Lewandowski when he was at Bayern Munich at 28, Griezmann at 26 years old, a David De Gea in his prime, Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal, Isco, Real Madrid, Paul Pogba at Man United. Look at that for a midfielder, and UFMers know physicals and height plus them ability. Oh, wow. I'm actually getting so giddy just looking at the names. Harry Kane at Tottenham, Aubameyang at Borussia Dortmund, Aubameyang before he even moved away. Honestly, boys, you just keep on scrolling and the names just keep on bringing up more nostalgia. Marquisio, Insigne, Sadio Mane when he was at Liverpool with Firmino, that famous front three at Liverpool. Honestly, boys, like I said, just keep on watching that left-hand side of your screen and look at the names we are scrolling past here. You've got that Monaco team. Let's just highlight that Monaco team with Falcao, Fabinho, Martinho, Jovetic. Looking at all the leagues around the world as well, you've got your Spanish First Division with Madrid, Barca, Atletico, Bayern and Dortmund, who were the leaders of the Bundesliga back then. You've got a Serie A, and I can guarantee the teams in here are much different to today. The Serie A is one of the most competitive leagues in the world now, only fourth back in the day. If you have a look at some of the managers in the Premier League, boys, you've got Arsene Wenger at Arsenal. You've got Eddie Howe before he left Bournemouth and moved to Newcastle. A Sean Dyche Burnley team. Antonio Conte at Chelsea. You've got a Liverpool team when Jurgen Klopp first stepped through. Man United under Jose Mourinho. Honestly, this Premier League was just absolutely insane. I just can't even imagine how competitive and fun it is to play with all them managers as well in the league still. But boys, what we are about to do now is sim to the end of the 24-25 season like this was today. Who is going to be the big managers in the world? Who are going to be the best players in the world? Are we going to see certain teams winning Premier Leagues who weren't winning Premier Leagues? Are we going to see certain players in real life who didn't meet the potential meet their potential? Let's simulate 7 years now in the future, 7 seasons onwards, and see what we can find. Right, FMers, welcome to 7 seasons on from that first day. We are now at the end of the 2024-25 season. Who is winning Premier Leagues? Who's winning the Bundesliga? Who's winning the Spanish First Division? Are there any players from the current day now who are dominating world football like Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Haaland? Are these players the best players in the world in this time zone? Or has another potential been fulfilled? Let's find out now. Let's look through the top leagues. Let's look who the best players in the world are at this stage. Let's see what this database truly has to offer. And if we switch to the leagues in focus, look at who's top of the Premier League, mate. Come on, United. There is one thing about Manchester United, lads, and it's that they'll never die. They'll never die. They'll never die. Let's start off in the Premier League. And Man United have won the Premier League. You've got Arsenal there, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, West Brom still doing decent, Southampton, Bournemouth. But the true best part of this database is when you look at the right at them stats. Andre Silva at Chelsea, the top scorer. You've got Andre Silva at 29, who looks like a great striker. This would never happen. This is why these databases are so good. You've got Paul Pogba at United, the second top scorer in the Premier League. Looking on the right as well, still you've got Hazard, who remained at Chelsea, Bernardo Silva still at Man City. You've got a Table here at Burnley getting player of the matches. I mean, now if we look at the Media Dream 11 in the Premier League now compared to 7 years ago, look at this. Courtois. You've got Theo Hernandez at West Brom. He's played 130 games for West Brom. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You've got Reece James, who's now a great centre-back or something. Upamecano there at City. You've got Anthony Martial on the left wing, who's actually somewhat fulfilled his potential. Federico Chiesa, 27 years old, an Arsenal player. Antoine Griezmann at Man United, wow. I'm just going to click through some teams here, and you can have a look at the teams yourselves if you recognise any of the players that are coming through. Look at Southampton with Danny Ings, Lingard in midfield. We've got a Tottenham Hotspur team here that's still got Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Nathan Ake's in DM. This West Brom team finished 7th in the Premier League. And here's a prime example of why this database is class as well. You've got a regen Hansen Aaron, who normally comes through the United Youth Academy. Now he's at Wolves. You get these regens coming through as well as you go through the years. Look at this Arsenal team with Alexis Sanchez Iwobi. Bukayo Saka, who's come through the Youth Academy and played 87 games. It is just absolute nostalgia. Everywhere you look, there is new names. These players who never played for them clubs playing for them clubs now. You've got a Burnley team still in a 4-4-2. You've got a Chelsea team with Kante, Hudson-Odoi playing, Reece James, Morata and Silva. Honestly, lads, just absolutely insane. The names that are coming through. I've just spotted one here on the assists as well. William Carvalho at United with 19 assists in the Premier League. Let's also have a look at the La Liga BBVA and just, again, look at the right and look at the names at different clubs that it just doesn't happen on normal FM. Robert Lewandowski is at Valencia at the end of his career here. You've got Patrick Schick there at Atletico. You've got Isco at Madrid, Deulofeu at Barca, Asensio at Real Madrid. Look how good Asensio is, maybe fulfilling his potential that he had in real life. So many interesting names. Adnan Januzaj still at Sociedad. Again, if we look at the season preview for La Liga, Ter Stegen in net, Gaia at left back, Laporte, Jimenez, Carmona, Locatelli, Asensio, Isco, Leon Bailey, an elite winger now. Stefan Brown, a regen. Ousmane Dembele at right wing for Barcelona here. Look how good he looks. And if we look at the Real Madrid team, there is a striker up front. Erling Haaland is up front here for Real Madrid. He's actually on loan from Man United. How interesting, he went to United on this database. And he still looks very, very decent. If we come over to Germany here, boys, as you can see on the right, we've got a Julian Alvarez, a Joshua Zirkzee at Dortmund, Bonaventura at Bayern, Alaba, Christian Pavon, Pulisic at Dortmund. You got Forsberg at Leipzig, Bernd Leno at Bayern Munich, they're number 1. Again on the season preview, you've actually got a lot of current Bundesliga players, which is quite interesting, but you've got a Ruben Neves in midfield, a Gabriel Jesus up front for Bayern. I just love how every footballer's storyline that you love currently, who has been playing since 2017-18, is just rewritten. And finally, boys, if we look at the League One Dream 11, you've got Grimaldo at Monaco, Fabinho at Monaco, John Stones is a PSG defender with Marquinhos, Milinkovic-Savic is in midfield for PSG, Neymar's in cam, Rodrigo is up front for PSG. The man who plays for Madrid now moves to PSG like Neymar. You've got Mbappe up front for AS Monaco still, who's played 191 games for the club now. League One's looking like a ferocious league. And boys, now we move on to the shortlist. If we sort by current ability, Paulo Dybala is the best player in the world. Look how good he looks. For a central attacking midfielder or a striker, he looks ridiculous. 254 appearances for Juventus and 185 goals. What a man. Ousmane Dembele's there in second. Paul Pogba's there in third. You've got Donnarumma at AC Milan, didn't move to PSG. Now an amazing keeper. Of course, you've got the likes of Neymar still going strong at 33. Gabriel Jesus is one of the best strikers in the world at Bayern Munich. Let's just keep this rolling and keep looking through the names. You've got Asensio, you've got Lafont, who looks like he's an absolutely unbelievable keeper on this database. You've got Harry Kane, who stays at Tottenham. 119 goals for Tottenham at 31. He's still got plenty of years to go. You've got a Dele Alli who fulfilled his potential at Tottenham. Look at his attributes now. He can do anything. He's like a Bellingham. You've got Phil Foden here, who's now a Manchester City player at 25. I mean, this is a mad one as well. Keita Balde at Man United looks insane. But like I said in the first instance, boys, if you just scroll through this list and just look at the names and look at the club next to them, there is so many players that chose a different club or moved somewhere where they weren't originally. So many new storylines being created through this database. Like as I'm scrolling through now, Eric Dyer at Man City, Ruben Neves at Borussia Dortmund. And for example, boys, if I sort by wonder kids, look, Ousmane Diamonde comes through as a regen. Look at Diamonde at 21 here. You got players like Scalvini who come through. If we scroll through, Evan Ferguson who comes through at Brighton as a real regen. All of the regens come through like they did in real life. You've got Oscar Gluck as a regen at Chelsea. Jude Bellingham as a regen is at Man United. Honestly, boys, I could sit here all day and scroll through this database and show you all of the ins and outs, but there is literally too much to go through. If we look at the Champions League, boys, as well, look at the past winners. New names: Juventus winning 3 Champions Leagues. Real Madrid have not won a Champions League in this world. If we look at the Ballon d'Or as well, Juan Mata's won 2, Higuain's won 1, Messi's won 1. Paulo Dybala has won 4 Ballon d'Ors in a row at Juventus, spearheading them to them Champions League finals. Like I said, boys, I could literally spend all night on this database. There is so much to uncover. This is exactly why this has got to be the next database you do. I'm going to be doing this on stream around middle of April. I'm going to be picking a team and diving deep into this database just like I have done today. I can't wait to use this on stream. I can't wait to have so many memories coming with the regens, with different teams. Like West Brom in the Europa League there, what is going on? Like I said at the start of the video, boys, if you want this database, go to Mr. Teeny 23's Patreon and purchase this database. It is absolutely insane. I couldn't recommend it enough. What I want you to do, boys, as well, if you purchase that database and end up doing a save, tell me what team you are doing. This video is going to go out on YouTube about 2 or 3 weeks before I actually do a save on this database. So tell me what team you're doing, the storyline, why you're doing it, what you're looking out for, who you're looking to manage, who you're looking to take over, who you're looking to dominate with. Like I said, I'm so buzzing to get started with this myself. But as always, a big W to Mr. Teeny 23. All of his links in the description. I hope you boys enjoyed watching me showcase this retro database today. And just before we end the video, rise FMers! See you on the next one.